guys, Boosted Whips here again. Today I'm going to be installing a new shift knob by Turbo 10 on Instagram. I don't know if you guys follow them, but they have some really great products. They went ahead and they sent me this out. I bought it off at a promo price to try it out, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the install on this. Looks really good. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of the box, give you a close-up look here. The ball is made out of a nice steel. Looks like to match more or less the Steel Night Pearl, but it's a little bit, you know, metallic aluminum type of blue. So it's very nice, feels solid, and it's pure steel or aluminum, and it looks great. So without further ado, let's get down to the installation. First thing you want to do is go ahead and remove all the panels. I did a video on how to install a wireless charger, so look at that video so you can see how easily it is to remove these panels. But this one here, if you guys recall, it's very easy. All you have to do is open your glove box and you're able to grab onto the panel, and it just comes off very easily. So you can take this one off. You're gonna have to remove the ones on the sides, which as well you can take them off with your hands or with a pry tool. Turbo 10 does provide some tools. You guys see here, some pry tools, a screwdriver, an Allen key, and some zip ties. So you can also use this from them to remove these trims. They're all push clips which come off fairly easy. I did it with my hand, I don't have to do much. And then the other one you want to go ahead and remove is this one here. Same thing. Once you have removed the bottom panels that are here on the side on the shift gearbox, this is readily accessible. You can use a pry tool just to get this one off, and then it just pops off. Again guys, just look at my other video for the wireless charger install and it'll just make much better sense. The center console just pops off as well. It has a handle, one on each side, where you just pull up and this comes off, and then you have to go ahead and take off the boot here plastic trim, which I also cover in that video, so make sure you go ahead and check out that video. It makes it much easier. There's some release clips there are on the bottom as well, and you just kind of maneuver it out until you remove this center piece. I'm not disconnecting the connections. You could remove the connections that are on the bottom so that you can move this entire piece out of your way, but I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it on as I can work around it. Next step you want to do is you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna move the boot all the way up. There's gonna be a zip tie which I already cut. It's very tight on there. You can use a knife. I used a cutter, kind of got in there with one of the tips and then just cut the tie wraps. You don't have to worry about it because they do supply 2 extra tie wraps in the packaging, so you're gonna be able to tie wrap the boot back again. Once you do that, all you have to do is push the boot down, and then we'll move to the next step. Next step guys, is that on this piece right here, which is on the plastic, there's 2 release buttons on each side on the handles. I use the pry tool to push in on this end, and then I use a flathead screwdriver to push on this end. So it's gonna be something like this. You're gonna push on it and kind of use your thumb to kind of push on this trim, and it's gonna start coming down like so. Once you have that, the next step you're gonna do, you can move this out of your way, and there's gonna be 2 screws, one up here and one down here, and this is how you're gonna go ahead and remove the shift knob. So this is the close-up of the pin that I'm talking about, where the push release tabs, if you will. You're gonna go ahead and use one tool on one side and one on the other. I use a flathead screwdriver again and a pry tool on the other. You need to push them at the same time so that this piece comes off very easily, and you're going to push down and put it out of your way. The other option is that you can break these pins off, which I saw from another YouTuber to break them off, which facilitates the process, but then I would assume that you won't be able to put back your OEM knob if you ever want to go back. So with that said, let's go ahead and remove those 2 screws which I mentioned on the previous clip. And remove the 2 screws that are here. You can use a supplied screwdriver or your own. What I did is that I used my own 2 unfasten them a little bit because this one's a little bit uncomfortable, and then you can go ahead and use it and easily remove these 2 screws. Careful to not drop them. And there you have it. You want to go ahead and put those in a secure place, and the shift knob is now out. Now we can go ahead and put the new one on, and we'll go ahead and finalize this install. Don't forget to also remove this plastic piece out of your way. Shift knob, and here's another piece. This piece here needs to be facing this way. The upper part is going to go ahead and cover the screws that are on here, which is 8 of them made out of Allen. They provide the tool for this as well. And then the bottom piece with the little groove on here is where you're going to secure the boot once installation is complete, with the 2 zip ties they provided. So I'm going to go ahead and mount a new one. I'm going to use their logo as the center point and put it over, and then we're going to go ahead and secure the 8 Allen screws that are on here with the Allen key they provided. You want to make sure that that the release is enough in the right position. So I'm going to tighten here, and I'm going to test it out. If I have to move it up or further down, we'll go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then I'll show you where I left it off. Guys, no further adjustments was needed. I went ahead and I left it as I was, and I went ahead and I secured the 8, and it's perfect. I went ahead, you can go ahead and test it out before you start doing anything. So I'm hitting the brake, and it goes into shift perfectly. If I release the brake, can't do anything. Hit the brake again, and it can shift perfectly. So now we're gonna go ahead and secure this on the top. Go ahead and put the boot and put everything back together, and we'll go ahead and give it a final shot and wrap this video up. Head and position the boot right where that groove is. Kind of left like an imprint on there, so it makes it much easier. I'm gonna go ahead and put 1 zip tie on here. Position and make sure it's on the groove. And there's one, and we can put a second one on here as optional. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it with 1, see how everything turns out, and we'll leave it like that. I think with 1 is more than enough, just because the groove is deep enough, and it should hold the boot in place. I went ahead and already put the center console. Shift knob looks really nice. I went ahead and I put this one back on already. I'm gonna go ahead and put the one that's by the air conditioner above the glove box, the 2 side panels, and we'll go ahead and wrap this video up. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one back on. Like so. And guys, just to remove it out of here, it's very easy. You just push down the glove box out of here, for example, and you're gonna grab from here, and it just pulls out. It's very easy. Here's a finished product. It feels really nice. The release button is really smooth to the touch, and it feels great. The other thing that I like about this, the stock knob was really high up here. This one's a little bit much more lower down, and it feels really great. I think that was one of the complaints that a lot of people had, either with the manual shifting and also the CVT Auto Shifter. So this is definitely a nice option. Once again, this is from Turbo 10th. It does come from China, and they're facing, you know, depending on the product that you buy from them, it can range from 4 weeks to even 10 weeks, depending on what product you order. I got this one in a week time frame. I paid extra for priority shipping. I'm pretty sure you can do the same, and they'll have it delivered to you, but it costs extra. And yeah, just mention Boosted Whips and they'll hook you up with a nice price. I believe it's going for 120 bucks if you go ahead and you mention me, and that is it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comments, go ahead and drop them below. Until next time, Boosted Whips, I'm out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.